Sorry, I have to switch in English because we have a lot of persons here coming from abroad, from all the Europe, and so I also take the opportunity just to thank you for everybody being here, and also for my guest people accepting my invitation to be here. So all the presentation will be given in English. Starting from the mine. I will give you a project overview of SCOUT. SCOUT stands for Multitech SeCurity System for Interconnected Space Control Ground Station. My name is Fabrizio Berizzi. I'm a professor at the University of Pisa. I'm the director of the radar surveillance system of the CNIt. CNIt stands for Inter-University National Consortium for Telecommunication in Italy. That is composed of 40 universities working in the field of ICT, and the research units of this CNIt are practically the university associated to the consortium, but the consortium itself has four national labs, and one of them is the radar surveillance system that is located in Pisa. I'm the director of it with 51 employees inside. So for who want to be in touch with me, there is also my official mail. Okay, so the SCOUT is a capability project under the work program, the FP7 work program on security of ground-based infrastructure and asset operating space system. So as I told you, I'm the leader of this project, and here you can find my mobile phone and affiliations. So the project started on November 2014. The length at the beginning was 3 years, but we asked for an extension 6 months more. So the end of the project will be on the 30th of April of this year. So we have 9 different institutes composing the consortium from 6 different European nations, also including Ukraine as associated country. And namely, we have the CNIt, who is the leader of the project. We have Univ.of, Italy. We have the Fraunhofer FHR Institute from Germany. We have a small medium enterprise meta sensing. We have the Warsaw of University Technology. We have the Landes lab of USI Institute of Radiophysics. The University of Alcalá, UISIA, who is a big enterprise in Spain. And finally, we have also we are proud that the AFCEA Spaziale Italiana. We also have an advisory board, the users advisory board, composed of ASI, Fraunhofer, Spanish Navy, and also Italian Navy, through the Istituto G. Vallauri of Livorno, whose official name is CNIt. This is how the project board is composed. So we have. Do we have a laser? No. Okay, I will do like that. So I'm the coordinator of the project, and I have been supported by the technical coordinator board composed of 5 persons, allow me just to manage technically and also administratively the project. And then we have the work page leader. So the coordinator, the technical coordinator board, and the leaders of the work page represents the executive board. We also have a general assembly composed of 1 person for any partners. And we used to arrange a meeting 1 per year just to understand the progress of the project. So the executive board and general assembly are the communication interface with the European Commission services, and we also have an ethical and societal board that is linked to an independent ethical aspect. The ethical and societal issues of this project still have a really great importance. I didn't believe at the beginning because I'm a technician. I was thinking that the project was mainly based on technical issues, but on the contrary, I was thinking there is still a lot of activities on the ethical issues. We also have the external advisory board just to give, especially at the beginning and also now in the final phase of experiments, some hints about the quality of the project, about the aim of the project, the objectives, and so on. So the main goal of the project is to study, design, assessment a security system based on multiple technology to protect space-controlled ground stations and satellite links against physical and cyber attacks, and to activate automatic restoration and intelligent reconfiguration mechanisms in case of failure concerning the ground station networks and the satellite links. The capability of the SCOUT system will be proved, has been proved, by a proof of concept demonstrator. Here under you can see the objectives. So we start defining the operative system requirements of the SCOUT, and we also developed two risk analysis tools just to understand in a static way which are the vulnerabilities of a ground station like that, and also a tool that dynamically change the weight of the threats to understand new possible attacks or the importance of new possible attacks. Then we defined the architectural solution, and in particular we design and analyze some core subsystems of the SCOUT. I will show you later a concept there. They are called CNIt, a network of sensor. CyberSense is a network of sensor devoted for monitoring and mitigating cyber attack. Recovery assist just to reconfigure the whole network in the case some node of the network will fail in the case of an attack. And then we have the head, the intelligence of the system, which is the main control unit. We developed a demonstrator. The demonstrator was deployed in the one of the AFCEA ground control station in Matera. And we also defined, we have been still defining a roadmap for the exploitation of the SCOUT project results. This is the concept. So the concept is quite simple. As I told you, we have a network of sensors with low probability of intercept or low impact, namely passive sensor, infrared camera, radiometric radar, low emission radars like noise radar, and whose task is to detect physical intrusions. So these are practically the eyes for collecting information about possible physical threats coming from the external environment. Now we have CyberSense that is composed of probes of the network at every ground station, software probes in the actual ground station, and on it to detect and track cyber attacks. So the task of this block is detection and protection against cyber attack of telecommunication links. Then we have Recover, who is a management network system based on distributed smart sensor network paradigm, which is quite new. The goal of this subsystem is to automatic restoration and intelligent reconfiguration of the space ground control station network. All the data collected by, I would say, the eyes of the system are transferred to the SCOUT main control unit, whose activities concerns the data processing unit, the subsystem control unit, just in case of attack, so how to move the eyes in order to understand where and when the attacks is going ahead, and a decision-making unit. I anticipate you that the decision-making unit for what it concerns the cyber attack also takes some mitigation activities. For what it concerns the physical attack, the system because it was out of the scope, is only limited to represent the threats, but without taking any physical countermeasures. So we don't have a gun just to kill the drones coming in. And the weight, how the data can be transferred from the sensor to the control system, pass to a filter that is the risk assessment tools, both physical and cyber. As I told you, the risk assessment tools identify the vulnerabilities of the ground station against physical and cyber attack in a static way, so since the beginning. In other words, within the basis there are some critical internal infrastructures whose missing of functionality can affect the whole functionality of the base. And but these tools are also dynamic, based on previous statistical analysis of attacks had in the past. So it's also important just to change the weight or the vulnerability of the single infrastructure of the base as a function of the history of the attacks. Okay, we have 7 work packages. Apart from the project management, we have the first operating system requirements, risk analysis tools, the scout system design and analysis with all the subsystems, CNIt, cyber sensor recover, including also the main sub-blocks of the MCU, that's the content decision support subsystem and the graphical user interface design and analysis. We have the design, analysis and the testing, realization testing of the demonstrator, and it is just a way to prove the capability of the system. And the last 2 are the classical ones, the simulation exploitations and ethical and legal and societal aspects. Okay, I can't pretend you can see some here, but what is important is that in the time scheduling we have the classical diagonal shape for what it concerns the technical work packages. But as you can see, both the simulations as well as the ethical issues are both work packages lasting for the whole duration of the project, as well as the management. You cannot see here, but as I mentioned you before, the project has been extended of 6 months, so the end of the project is after 42 months from the beginning, I guess on the 30th of April. So it's still ongoing. This is our internal management. For any work package, we have a WP leader and WP co-leader. The redundancy in a huge project like that is extremely important in order to make people effectively collaborate each other. We have several deliverables. The one in the green window are the ones still ongoing that we have to deliver now at the end of April, 5 minutes. So. And then we also have the other last deliverables. Of course, as expected, we also have a final report. Just a few words on the demo scenario. The demo area we have to take in consideration is the Italian Space Agency Space Geodesy Center that is located in Matera. This is the demo architecture. I cannot spend some words here because it reflects practically the concept of the Scout. So you can see, can always recognize the CNIt, cyber sensor, recover, MCU. This is a data flow of the exchange information. And this is the flow chart. So these are the monitor sensing, and this is the MCU composed of a graphical user interface for displaying the notification of the threats, and all the other blocks that is not really easy to read here, but the configuration priority, threats, and position speed, and anomalous flow. These are a demo review. You recognize a demo architecture, recover demo architecture, and the visual notification where the physical threats are in the basis, and also a panel in which you can see the notification of threats or the notification of, let's say, intruders with some level. They are green or red or yellow according to 3 different levels of importance, let's say green, nothing, orange or yellow, be careful, warning, and red, threats. Just an example, but we have a specific presentation for that. Just an example. For example, a moving vehicle going toward a critical physical infrastructure within the basis, and a walking person. So this we cannot see very well, but we have two tracks. One is a blue and one is a green. So the blue track is the one obtained by one of the sensors, in this case a passive radar, just to understand the entrance of the intruders in the basis, both moving vehicle or walking person. And the green track instead is the data fusion of multiple radars, in order to have better information about the behavior or the trajectory behavior of the target. Then there is the radar, there is a noise radar, is a coherent radar, and for example, this is a result of a short-time Fourier transform, a dynamic Fourier transform, in which you can see it's quite evident the difference between the behavior of the car and the behavior of the person. In the behavior of the person, you can recognize an oscillation behavior due to the movement of the arms of the legs of the guy approaching. And this, for example, this data has been used for making a preliminary classification of the threats. Conclusions. We have the results are quite promising. So we have you see the radar. So the demonstrator tell us that the system is able just to deal with physical and cyber attacks. The experimental results have fit the spectral outcomes, but what is interesting is that the Scout demonstrator can be easily deployed, since it's a scalar and modular system, to any other control ground station. With the little modification, we can use such a concept for protecting any other critical infrastructure. It's just a matter of the number of sensor, the type of sensor, the topology of the connector, but the system is completely flexible and modular. And it's also nice to say that the scalability of the Scout system allows matching the operating requirements of any kind of critical infrastructure. So I think that the results we have obtained are really promising, and we also have, with some colleagues, an idea of proposing a follow-up of the Scout concept to the next Horizon 2020, in which there is a call Infra 01 really devoted to the improving of the TRL of such projects. Okay, I think I hope to be on time. If you have some questions, some really fast questions, otherwise we can go to the next presentation. Thank you. Thank you.